It's been a slow start to the autumn anime season. We're already a few days in, and there's only been a handful of shows. That's going to hot up over a weekend. But ahead of that, I've got 4 more new shows, which are all aired this week. So join me, and as you know, this is a 2018 autumn anime preview, from a different perspective. Shorts in anime can be a mixed bag. You never really know what you're going to get until you start watching it. And with some shows, you never really know what you're going to get even when you start watching it. As is the case with Jingai-san no Yomi. To call this episode a short is to do it a disservice, because the first episode is about 3 minutes long, most of which is the ending sequence. We don't really get to see much of what goes on in this episode. We get to see the main character, just a normal looking guy, go to school, get called to the office to get told that he's going to get married. And it looks like he's going to get married to a weird, big, fluffy, white thing. I've no idea either, I've got to be honest with yourself. First episode, it left no real ideas about what's going to be happening. So I can't really tell you to watch it or not to watch, because there's not enough to go by. It's not going to be a huge waste of your time. I mean, it's 3 minutes, you're not exactly going to miss lunch on this one. But I feel with an episode that short, with that little content in it, you're also not going to get satisfied either. If you do want to try this one, it's over on Crunchyroll. Sometimes you think anime is running out of ideas, and then they come out with an idea like Between the Sky and Sea, an anime which clearly shows they're not out of ideas. They can come up with an idea like Space Fisher Girls, then there's a few ideas left over. Either that or just scraping the bottom of the barrel. And I fear that might just be the case with Between the Sky and the Sea, because first impressions are that it's very much an idol show, just adjusted slightly. Because we do actually have a set group of 6 girls coming together to become an idol unit. Well, I say idol unit, I mean Fisher Girls, going up into space. But before that, we need to do some training. Not that we get to training in this episode. This episode is just about introducing us to the concept and the girls themselves. Although, I will be honest, only 3 of the girls really stick in my mind. You got the loud girl, Haru, whose defining feature is that she's loud. I kid you not, she runs around the first 5 minutes of the episode just screaming and getting lost, and being absolutely cluelessly ditzy, before ending up in space without having any training. That's got to be some kind of health and safety nonsense, hasn't it? They can't let girls up into space who've not been trained to go into space, that's ridiculous. But at least she's accompanied by 2 girls who apparently have been trained. You got Maki, Makiko, or Makiko Maki. Just call her Maki, that's easy enough to remember. She's the straight girl, she's the normal girl, the reliable one. And throughout the episode, she gets to be a reliable girl, and her defining feature is that she's reliable. And of course, you got to have the Ojo-sama, the rich girl, the one which is going to get into arguments but ultimately become the best friend of the main character. Namino Murakami, the daughter of a rich president, probably the owner of a rocket, if I know the type of show at all. And she gets taken down a peg by the chauvinist pigs of the male space crew, who don't believe that any girls can actually do the job. So yeah, we've got girls in tight spacesuits, form-fitting of course, and we've got chauvinist pigs. There's going to be a lot of yuri baiting in this show, I'm pretty sure. Not ever minded a bit of good yuri baiting. And you get some clues throughout the episode that this might actually be based on a mobile game. How could this ever be based on a mobile game when you have a girls going up into space with these high-tech spacesuits with standard mobile phones and launching apps on their phones and using a gadget style thing to get your guardian spirit to go fishing with? Yeah, this is definitely a mobile game. Now there is some promise for this show. As crazy as the premise sounds, depending on how they run it, it could be decent. They've got a lot of horrible edges to iron out throughout the series, so hopefully they manage to do that. I'm probably going to watch a few more episodes. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you never know, it could be good. It could also be tripe. You can catch Between the Sky and the Sea over at Crunchyroll. One of my most anticipated shows of new season is Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Although, I hope you forgive me if I just start calling it Bunny Girl Senpai, because that name's a bit of a mouthful. Now, Bunny Girl Senpai is about a guy who, one day, goes to a library and starts seeing this really, really sexy bunny girl just wandering around the library. And nobody seems to be paying her any attention. And is he going mad? Can anybody else see her? Apparently not. But it's not just the fact that she's a really sexy bunny girl. It's that she's a really sexy bunny girl who is actually his senpai from school and a really, really famous girl called Mai. And she even introduces herself to him, but in a sort of rude way. And so right from the start, the anime leaves a very lasting impression on me. I mean, bunny girls. What's not to like? But we haven't really had a proper bunny girl in an anime in ages. I mean, the only bunny girls I can remember other than little random cosplay shoots and fan service artwork is Haruhi and Mikuru from The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. And of course we have Nashitanya from a wonderful rocker Browser 6 Flowers from a few years ago, although Nashitanya is literally a bunny girl rather than just wearing a bunny girl outfit. But just why is this celebrity called Mai wearing a bunny girl outfit? Well, the answer to that is given in the rest of the series, because this is an anime about puberty syndrome, abnormal experiences during adolescence due to sensitivity and instability, or so the blurb says of the intro. And we follow our main character Sakuto, who is the aforementioned guy in the library. Now, he's actually got a bit of past actually with the puberty syndrome, because everybody at school is scared of him. He is rumoured to have gone to a hospital after a big brawl where 3 guys were knocked out and he went to a hospital to visit him. That couldn't be further from the truth. From what we learn in this episode, he was the one who was in the hospital after waking up with blood all over his chest and 3 gashes on his chest. No idea how it happened, just woke up one day with it. And then there's his little sister. I mean, the first introduction to little sister has us worried because she just wakes up in the same bed as her big brother. But as we learn more about her, she doesn't become the object of fan service. I mean, Itsuki from Her Sister's All You Need would be pleased with the little sister because she is very cute. But she's not cute in a sexual way. She's just really, really adorable. And her backstory as well. I mean, she was the subject of bullying, and this is not physical bullying, it's bullying on a mobile phone. But for some reason, it causes scars and bruises to appear all over her body. And that's pretty much traumatised her. When she's talking to Sakuto, she's fine. When she's first introduced to Mai, she's very, very timid and mousy. Even has to translate for her because Mai can't actually hear what she's saying. There's definitely a whole lot of depth in Bunny Girl Senpai. There's this entire unknown, untalked about disease, puberty syndrome, which seems to be affecting a bunch of people. Just what is causing it? And what can I do to solve it? I mean, Mai seems to be going through a bit of difficulty at the moment because more and more people are failing to perceive her. It's not that she's invisible. When she's going about her daily life at school, people can see her for now anyway. But when she's wandering around town, she goes into a cafe and nobody pays her any attention. She walks around an aquarium and people bump into her as though she's not there. She even walks up to a counter and tries to buy a cream pastry, and the person just ignores her. She's not there. Now, that itself doesn't sound that bad, but have you ever thought of living in a world where nobody can perceive you? You would never be able to buy anything. You'd never be able to have human interaction. There's no wonder why she's wandering around in a bunny girl outfit. She just wants people to look at her and notice her. Because nobody is. Now, instead of the start of the season, this was probably one of the most anticipated shows. Now, I will admit, that's mainly because there's a hot girl in a bunny girl outfit on the cover. Having watched the episode, there's a whole lot more to watch than just a hot girl in a bunny girl suit. Not that that's a bad thing. Hot girls in bunny girl suits need to be more often in anime. If you want to watch a bunny girl, or just watch a pretty good series, try it over Crunchyroll. It's impossible. We can't get through a single anime season without at least one idol show. I've seen at least 2 previews for this season, and this is the first one. Welcome to a world of Zombieland Saga. To be fair, when I went into it, I didn't know it was an idol show. I went into it saying it was zombies and knowing I don't particularly like the zombies. But watching it, first thing we find is a cute girl. Relatively normal in the zombie flick, to be honest. You need to have a main character who's running away from the zombies, so that didn't surprise me. But she was dancing to idol songs on the TV. She wants to be an idol herself. She's going to send off her CV to an idol place. Skipping along outside, and a truck runs over. That's also becoming a common theme in anime recently. People dying very quickly, leading to them being the main characters of their show. So yeah, Zombieland Saga is not a show that takes itself, I would say, too seriously, but seriously at all, I think is the best option here. Now, our main character Sakura wakes up the next morning as if nothing's happened. She's in a strange place. She's in a weird little mansion somewhere, and there's bumps going on. She trips over her body, and the body gets up and chases her. As she runs around the house, she finds other creatures or things just charging at her, chasing her. And so she runs away in a panic. But thankfully, she managed to find a police officer who screams and shoots her, because she too is a zombie. Yeah, our main character Sakura is killed in the first episode, wakes up as a zombie, runs away from other zombies, and gets shot by a policeman. Again, I must stress, this is not a show that takes itself too seriously. She finally does learn what's going on. Seems like she's been reanimated by a guy called Kataro who wants to launch his own idol group to save his prefecture. This is going to get very much like Locodile, which was a pretty good show, but it's Locodile with zombies. Hey, I've heard of death metal, but this is getting ridiculous. And they stress on that further when they call them Death Musume, the Death Girls. You got 7 members of Death Girls. You got the main character, Sakura. You got Saki, who was a gang leader. You got Ai, who was a former idol, former center. You got Junko, who was an 80s idol. You got Yugiri, who seems to be from an older time. No idea where she's from. You got Lily, a child actress. And you got the legendary Tai Yamada. She's legendary. And also Tai Yamada. That's all you need to know about her. Now, this one, I didn't expect to like it. I did. I don't like zombies. It doesn't really play on it being zombies. Zombies are just a joke. It's not like the other idol shows either. Idol shows can get a bit stale quickly. I think this one started off well because it was already dead before it started. If you want to try this one yourself, you can find it over at Crunchyroll. Now is when the fun really begins. We're 8 episodes in, and the onslaught has just begun. Will I be able to keep up with the episodes they're starting to air? Who knows? You'll find out in other episodes. So join me then. Bye bye.